Hey everybody, it's your boy Big James, and we are back with another review of Ready to Love Last Resort, Episode 3, the title of Watch What You Say. And this was it was a weird episode. It wasn't weird, it was just, it made you question why some people are there. Because they don't, if you're looking for love, you wouldn't act certain ways. We'll get into it, we'll talk. But it just odd things happened. Uh, let's just get into it and see what you guys think. It starts out with Raymond. He was in the bottom of the last episode. He was almost voted out. So now he's saying, I got to make more connections. I got to talk to more people. I got to do more things. And Simone was feeling the same way. But it starts out with Raymond. He's talking to Naya. I guess him and Naya didn't really interact that much the day before. So he was talking to her and he told her, like, I have 5 kids. And she was like, wow, like everybody is like, that's a lot of cheering. And then he said, I'm a musician too. And she just said, oh, she turned around and walked off. Like she was like, I've heard enough. She didn't even have the dignity of saying, I need some water. She just like, bye, and left, which was cold blooded, but understandable. And Raymond got it. He didn't get upset by it. He was like, yeah. Uh, Nephew Tommy comes in. He's telling everybody, hey, how you doing? Talking about how he look and how he dressed and all that. And then he says, Denise looks like Aunt Viv, which is cool because Aunt Viv was a very attractive woman, very tall and fit, and Denise does look like her a lot. And he was talking about how the day before 2 people were eliminated, one man and one woman, but for today, but this week is gonna be ladies' choice, and at the end of the week they had to pick 2 guys to send home. So guys need to try their hardest for the week to get in good with the ladies to not get voted off. Because after that, the next week, it'll be the men's choice to send 2 ladies home. So I've never heard of that elimination style. It's weird, but I guess it does whittle it down pretty quickly. If they keep doing it too, I doubt they're going to keep doing it too. If it's supposed to last 10 weeks, there's no way if you can do it 2 at a time. So it's probably just 2 for the first, and then it's probably like 1 after that. It goes to Jay and Joy. They're sitting around there talking, and I like Jay and Joy chemistry. They really do get along very well. They seem to really like each other, really be into each other. Like he really seems to like her, and she really seems to like him. And she was talking about how he's dressed and how he looks good and what he's wearing. He was telling her she looks good in what she's wearing, and she looks good. She had on these boots that look really nice. They were really nice looking boots. Like Joy's whole attire, like the way she dresses, is very mature, very elegant, very classy. It suits her personality, I guess, because she doesn't wear anything like tight. Everything she wears is really loose fitting and bouncy and like flowing, and it fits her really. It all looks very good. And like he was just complimenting her on how she dresses, because she does dress really good. They cut to Adriana and Rashid playing pool. Adriana said she doesn't know how to play pool, and Rashid like, hey, I teach you how to play pool, which is some old school player type stuff. Well, in order to teach them how to play pool, you really gotta like get up on them. You gotta have your hands on their hands. You gotta have your body on their body. To see, like, you gotta do the stick like this. So he was just all over her. Everybody saw it. Everybody was looking, and Adriana was enjoying Rashid being all up on her. Uh, which it was corny. Rashid corny. He's a good dude. I like him a lot, but he is kind of like he said he hasn't been in the dating thing a long time. You can kind of tell he's not really. He's kind of goofy, but he cool. He cool. I like him. Simone is talking. She said, she hated that she gave guys the impression that she was standoffish. She needs to be less interrogating and more open. She's not really an open person, because being she said something about being a black woman and open. That's like not a thing that you do. She always has to be guarded, but she's gonna open up more, and she does. She does this episode. She does it. She really does. You have who was that? Raymond was talking to Simone, because both of them were on the chopping block the day before to be eliminated, and they were just talking about things they could do to not be in that situation again. It was just bullshit chit chat. Uh, I don't think Simone is feeling Raymond at all. I don't think any of the women at this house or really want to fuck with Raymond. Like he just wasting his fucking time. I think Adriana is the only one that wants to deal with him, and then he fucks that up later. But he said he wants to do a group date with all the ladies later. You know, because maybe then it'll be less intimate and more open, and they could talk more if they don't feel like it's a one-on-one. It's just like a group date, which is cool. Then Brian said, "Hey, let's do a pool party where we all go out to the pool." And then he wanted all the ladies to like, "Hey, if you gonna wear, ladies, if you gonna come in, you gonna wear a thong." He wanted the ladies to wear a thong. And then Rasheed corny ass jump in saying like, "Oh, I'll be the lifeguard." Hey. He goofy as fuck. The pool porn was whack anyway. When they finally did have it, it wasn't like it was like 20 minutes. It was just stupid. You see Chris and Nia talking, and Chris is telling Nia he asked her out on a date, and they go on a date later that day where they go out to like the I guess the lake on a resort. And he has kayak. They go kayaking together, and he ain't got no shirt on. Nia looks great. She had on like some Daisy Dukes and like a little entire Daisy Duke ensemble with the tie up shirt, except it's blue and like blue Daisy Duke jean shorts. So they're both looking good out there. They put their vests on, they're kayaking and blah 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 blah. They come back and he's like, "Hey, I know you like wine." He brought some wine. So they sit on the bench just sipping, talking, and they realize they have a lot in common. There's a lot of stuff they have in common. It's a lot of, but more than that, it's a lot of stuff that they want, that they both want. You know, because like he's like, "I want kids." And Nia wants kids. She's the one that had the 4 miscarriages. And Chris is like, I think he's 41 and she's 42. And they're like, he's like, he really wants kids. He said his clock is ticking. He wants to have kids. And she's the same way. And they're both very earthy, like Mother Nature-y. They're both really stuff like that. Walk around barefoot. And just even the way they talk and the way everything just kind of comes together, really meshes. So I can really see them being a couple because unless they're both lying and bullshitting, they really do match each other very well. And they have the same energy and the same feel and the same flow. And Chris said that normally he wouldn't talk to someone like Nia or he wouldn't really be around her. So he's like, this experience has put me around this woman and that I'm really enjoying it. And in my everyday life, he wouldn't have ever interacted with her. So that's a good thing. That's one of the good things about this. He said he wants to kiss her, and it seemed like she wanted to be kissed, but he didn't do it. He just held back on it, and I think they just gave each other a hug. It was a strong hug. Like they really wanted to just start hunching on each other, but they didn't. They was taking it slow. It was a nice day. She said it was the first day she's been on in like years. It was like she said it was the best day she's ever been on, and she's been dating since she was 15, and she's 42 now. So, Christ. But I guess I don't know what her dating standards are. So, we go back to the house, and they're sitting around the table just talking. There's a lot of talking in this episode. Not a lot of really, which kind of screws over some people. Brian is talking about he's bullshitting about celibacy. I didn't understand what the fuck he was saying about celibacy. He was saying like, "Yo, I'm celibate," and they're like, "Over how long?" He was like, "Well, around about 40 days with some slip up." I'm like, I've been celibate for like 2 months, except for them 3 times. You ain't been celibate, motherfucker. What the fuck are you talking about? Alex, dumbass, she's sitting here, she eating up like, "Ooh, he's so strong," and like it's like. What? It's like, I've been celibate for 2 years, except for them 10 times I got some pussy. What? Then you not celibate. The breaks in between fucking don't count as celibacy. Means I'm not having sex. Maybe I'm getting the definition wrong, but Brian and Alex, their definition was, I'm like, that can't be right. Maybe I'm wrong. But she was really eating it up. And so they go outside to the table, and you have a bunch of people at the table. I think it was David, Simone, Alicia, Joy, and Jay. They were at a picnic table, and they were all talking. And Simone was like, she was almost eliminated. And I guess she really was like, she thought she was vibing. She told David, she said, David, you were one of my top guys that I was really feeling. And David was like, I didn't get that. He said, I was the one that said, get your ass up out of here. Okay, he said, you just was real, you didn't want to talk, you was standoffish, you was kind of rude, because she was. And he was like, I just wasn't feeling you. And he was like, and then Alicia said, well, I felt the same way about you, David. I felt like you wasn't feeling me and you wasn't really talking to me, you wasn't really into me. And he wasn't into her. I think with Simone and David, it was a miscommunication. With Simone and Alicia, it wasn't a miscommunication. He didn't like her. He wasn't into her. He wasn't feeling her. That was miscommunication. That was like exact verbatim what the fuck it was. And then Joy comes in, and Joy says that I don't know what the fuck she was talking about. She was talking to David about something. And David was like, he was talking to her. He was like, I want to come back to you because something she was doing. That he was like, I'm going to come back to you. And then she was like, don't put your finger in my face. And he was like, I didn't put my finger in your face. Because he was just sitting talking like, he didn't put his finger. This is how you put your finger in somebody's face. He was just like, hey, because they were sitting real close to each other. He was just like, wait. He was talking with his hands the whole time. To everybody, he was talking with his hand. But Joy was right there. So when he was talking to her, his hands were like right there. So she was like, but...
And then I came back to you. Yeah, I came back to you. Put your finger in my face now. He said, girl, your face high. It's up here. My hand was down here. I said, now you look at it.
Oh, boy. Wait, I was about to say something, but okay, go ahead. This dude is just disrespectful.
What he should have done was apologize and say, oh, that wasn't what I was doing. I was talking, but he didn't do anything. He didn't do any of that. He just said, my hands ain't by your face, and he left it at that. Even though it clearly bothered her, he could have said, I'm sorry, that wasn't what I was doing, what I was trying to do. But he didn't do, he basically just said, well, I didn't do that, and then went on about his damn business. That was a mistake. And that was a mistake. They started talking to Raymond, and we found out Raymond, because he was there, he has 5 kids. Because I guess he never gave details. He was just saying, like, this how old I am, and I got kids, and I'm a musician. But he never went in, he gave details about musicians, like, I'm to a Genuine and Tank and all that, but not about the other stuff. So they were asking him, like, okay, you got 5 kids, like, how many mothers? And he said 4, so he got 5 kids with 4 mothers. And they asked him, was he done with kids? And he said no. He said no. He said he doesn't want any more kids, but if he's with a woman and she wants kids, he will give her kids. He has no problems getting her pregnant. So he will he should really stop. Are you 52? How you gonna have more kids? You gonna be an old ass man with damn babies, with toddlers? You gonna look like the damn grandpa? They in elementary school. You look like damn granddaddy. Stop it, man. Get your damn balls cut. And that was like, put the ladies off, because he was like, shit. Because it was ridiculous. It really was ridiculous. Simone was talking about her issues with her dad, about how she was dating a guy that was like her dad. Like she said, she got she had her papers published in a legal magazine or in a legal book, and the guy she was with was like, "Oh, you forgot a comma right here." Like he didn't congratulate her or he didn't say good job or anything. He just like, "You forgot a comma in this sentence." That was his only thing he had to say about it, and she was like, "What the fuck?" And she said she didn't know why she was even with him because, he wasn't successful, he wasn't good looking, he wasn't anything. Then she realized that, oh, you're just like my dad. I'm only dating you because you remind me of my dad. So, and she realized she had an unhealthy relationship with her dad, and she got therapy and all that stuff. And she had to get rid of that guy, and that's what she's looking for now. Someone that, I guess, supports her, encourages her, and believes in her, and that loves her. All the good shit, And Raymond says he's not looking for love. He said he's looking to share love. He said he had to find love in himself. It was some kind of philosophical stuff he was saying. It just sounded like old player shit, basically. I know some people would say it's deep. It was as deep as a thimble. It was not deep. It wasn't deep. It was just bullshit. But I'm not looking for love. I'm looking to share love. I found the love within myself, and now I'm looking for someone to share my love with. But no, I'm not looking for love. It was that bullshit right there. I think I just quoted him, actually. But he said he's not stingy with his love. You know, he wants to give his love to whoever will take his love. He wants to share it. And Simone was like, no, it was it Naya who was like, yeah, you really not stingy with that dick? No, it was Simone that said that you ain't stingy with your dick. Forget being stingy with your love. That way he need to keep his dick to himself. He want to share that with every goddamn body. Keep that shit. And then they had the pool party came up next, and everybody looking good. They had their bleeding suits on. I think Winter said that if you were all the men here had to you couldn't have a shirt on, and they had to do a push-up contest. Sure. And I guess it was the first time Winter saw Anthony, because he took his shirt off and she was just staring at him, and she was like, I didn't know you had all that. She didn't know he was in shape. I guess, I don't know how the fuck she didn't know that, because I think Denise was like, yeah, duh, obviously. I'm sorry. It was just weird the way she was just staring at him and touching him, and she was like, I didn't know you had this. Where did this come from? And I guess she was smitten. And they did a damn push-up contest, and they devolved into a bunch of bullshit. And Denise hates Rashid. Denise, it's not dislike. It's not that, oh, he gets on her nerves. She flat out fucking hates Rashid. She is not a fan of his. She does not like him. She said he reminds her of a guy she used to date. She used to be involved with. Tall, light skinned, HBCU, frat guy, and he just fucked over her. He was an asshole, narcissist, and he treated her like shit and just fucked over her world. And goddamn it, Rashid is just like him. Like, damn it, he is here in Rashid form. That's how she felt. And she hates that motherfucker. And poor Rashid is completely unaware of that. Because, he just goofy, happy-go-lucky, he just happy to be here. And Rashid is in great shape. He should not wear his glasses. When he takes his glasses off, he looks 1,000 times better. He just shouldn't even wear his glasses. It's really just that much. It's like he's not even the same person when he has glasses on. And they were talking later, because the pool party lasted about 20 minutes. It was just bullshit. They were outside to look at each other. Then they were done and went back in the house. Because Rashid told them, the ladies, that, okay, you made us take our shirts off. Y'all take y'all wraps off so we can see y'all in your bathing suits. Denise got pissed. She didn't like that. She didn't like that Rashid said it. If Calfani had said it or Anthony had said it, she'd have been fine. But his goddamn ass said it. She got a problem with it. They did it. They looked at each other's body like, damn, you got a fat ass and all that shit. They went back in the house. And then Rashid is talking to, who was he talking to? Winter, I think Simone, Alicia, there's something he talking about. And they was talking about shopping and buying clothes. He telling what he does for a living. He's a luxury car broker and all that. And he was telling somebody he buys pajamas at Nordstrom. And all the ladies was like, ooh, what you bragging, motherfucker? Like, we go to Walmart, Target, shot himself in the foot like that. But I don't think he was bragging. He was just saying that he bought some pajamas at Nordstrom. I think he was just talking. And they took it as he was bragging and trying to, say he was better than them or whatever. I don't really believe that was the case at all whatsoever. But I could be And Denise and Calfani are sitting on a couch and they're talking. And Denise and Calfani, she really likes him. She is really into Calfani. And I think he just likes everybody. I think somebody even says that. Because he has these deep, meaningful conversations with everyone. But she only sees him doing it with her. So I guess that's why she is so into him. But they started talking about, I guess, spirituality, about God, church, and stuff like that. And Denise is really feeling it. You know, she's really caught up. Denise got long ass legs. I know she says she's 5'10", but she is just legs. You know? And it's cute. It really does. And she shows them off. It really looks good on her because she's always wearing something short, some kind of shorts or like a skirt or something to show off like all these legs she got. And she's sitting on the couch and they're just talking about Jesus. And then they get up to leave and she's talking about, those conversations make her hot. And I was like, ugh. And you go to the, so they leave and Alicia and David are at a pool table. They're playing pool like Rashid and Adriana were earlier. And they have a conversation about Alicia pretty much sets David up. She asks him, okay, do you believe in being like the man of the house and like taking care of the household like a man would? And David was like, yeah, like that's what I'm gonna do. And Alicia says, well, but then David says, well, you see, and she was like, no, she was like, pay all the bills, take care of everything. And he was like, yeah, but I don't have any kids and you have 2 kids. So you can't expect me to pay for everything. And Alicia didn't like that. And I get what David was saying. He didn't say it good, but I do understand it. Because he was like, okay, I'm not a stepdad. We dating. Even if we move in together, you have 2 kids. And I don't. Those 2 kids have they have dads. I don't know, they have the same dad, different dads or what. But, where the dads at? Where's the child support at? You can't expect him to come into this and just take over, pay for you, pay for him, and pay for your kids, and pay for everything. And even if he does do that, they have another side of them that's involved too. It's just like, I don't know, she didn't like, and what is taken care of? Is there a roof? Is the bills on? Is everything paid? Is there food in the house? Then they're taken care of. What more do you expect me to do? Because anything more should really fall on their dad. And if he's not in their life, okay, I can do more. So I don't know if she's like, their dad ain't got shit to do with them. He's not around, but she didn't say anything. He just said that me and you are dating. You can't expect me to just take care of you and your kids. Like, I'm not going to do that. And he says, and I agree with him on that. He's like, no, there has to be more. There's more information needed. And there's more stuff that needs to be known and put out there. She didn't like that. I think Joy and a few others, they heard him say this. And they got all offended. And they was in, because I was like, bullshit. Because Alicia had said earlier, talking to Raymond, she said she was high maintenance. She said, I'm a high maintenance woman and her kids are high maintenance. She said, because she told Raymond she couldn't be with him because he has 5 kids. And how is he going to take care of his 5 kids, her, and her kids? That's 8 people. He can't afford 8 people to take care of. And it's like, bitch, ain't you working too? What the fuck are you doing? So I'm on David's side, like, hold the fuck on. But she didn't like it. Some of the other women didn't like it. David was fucked at this point. Old country ass David, he was in a bad way. Adriana and Rashid started talking. And Adriana is really feeling him. She enjoys talking to Rashid. Like, and they vibe off the dumbest shit. Like, it's just ridiculous. And you see some couples, you see some people that get together and you're like, okay, I see them. Because you see Joy and Jay, you see Adriana and Rasheed, you see KG Smooth and Naya. I don't even think Chris is talking to anybody else. He is just with. You see him with Naya. You don't really see him with anybody. I guess Joy, because him and Joy know each other outside of this. They worked together before, so but he is pretty much with Naya. And you see Winter has pretty much zoomed in on Edwin. But now she's starting to branch off into Anthony. They all fuck with Calfani. And they all fuck with Calfani. He gonna be a pro. Calfani gonna start some shit. I just have that feeling because he's not picking like they're going off into couples and he ain't doing that shit. He is just wherever I go, I'm going. They had a group date with giant jingle stuff, and the jingle blocks have shit written on them. It's stupid. It's fucking Rasheed corny ass is doing this. I think it's him. It's Rasheed, Anthony. I think Brian. It's Rasheed, Anthony, Brian, Denise, Adriana, and Alex. Rasheed pulls a block that says to kiss one of the girls. He kisses Adriana. And I think Brian pulls one that says truth or dare. So he dares Alex to kiss him. Denise mad as fuck. Denise was there. She's pissed because of Rasheed kissing Adriana because she just does not like Rasheed. From what I can see, he's done nothing to her. She looks at him and has a fucking problem with him. That's something that ain't right. It's really not right. And Adriana she talks to Raymond later. And this happens over the course. All this shit has happened over the course of a week. It's not like one day. This is like a week. Like every day they're doing something else different. So Adriana's talking to Raymond. And it's going good because she likes Raymond and like she knows she really feeling him and all that. And Raymond fucks up. Raymond says that he ain't really looking for like commitment, like a marriage. He's like, oh, just a piece of paper, it don't really mean nothing. I just want to see how it go. He said he just wants to go with the flow. And Adriana was like, sound like you just want to be fuck buddies and not really in a relationship. So all that bullshit you was saying earlier doesn't really mean anything. And he basically was like, yeah, I don't really want to be with nobody officially. I just want to, do my thing. So Adriana was the only woman in the house on his side, and she is like, nah, no thank you. Adios, Raymond. Shit. So there goes. Tommy comes. I think it's the next day or next night or whatever. And he's talking to the ladies because he got all ladies in the room. They're all talking, and he's asking them, "Okay, who do you like? Who are you feeling?" And I think Alex says Brian. Joyce says she really likes Calfani and Jay. Winter says she really likes Jay and Anthony. Because she was feeling Edwin, but then she kind of moved away from Edwin when she saw Anthony half naked. She said she's really into... Because when they all got naked at the pool party, Edwin wasn't like as jacked as some of the other guys. So her preference kind of wandered off. So Winter says she's into Jay and Anthony now. Denise said she's like Anthony and Calfani. And Adriana said Rasheed is her man. She's like, it's Rasheed. She's not ready. She said Rasheed, she kind of was feeling Raymond, but she's not feeling Raymond no more. She said, and Tommy said, well, you got to pick somebody else. Who's your other guy? And she says Calfani. She said she really likes Calfani because she said Calfani is like the group favorite. And I think it was Shay that said, like, yeah, everybody likes Calfani, and like he likes everybody because Calfani likes everybody. But Adriana is like, she said, I claim Rasheed. She was like Rasheed is it. And Naya was like, Chris. She's like, he is That's it. Because I don't think Chris and Nia are even fooling with anybody else. They just talking to each other. And she said, okay, who you don't like? And pretty much all of them are like Raymond. Nobody is feeling Raymond. And Adriana was like, Raymond was sweet. We really connected. But then he said he wasn't really feeling commitment or marriage and all that. So, nah. So Raymond has no allies. Raymond got to go. And then David comes up because Alicia says she's not feeling David. How he doesn't want to take care of her kids. He don't want to be a man. From what she was saying was not what happened. But she felt that way. I think Joy overheard it because they were just talking in the pool. Like everybody was there, but Joy she overheard it and she didn't like what he said either. And when they were saying it, the other lady was like, "Oh no, that's no good. You gotta take care of me. You gotta take care of my kids and all this other stuff." So David was fucked, and the whole putting his finger in Joy face. So she double didn't like David, and that didn't happen. David just got screwed. And then Denise was like, and Tommy was like, who else? And Denise was like, I'm sorry, girl, but Rashid. She's like, I don't like Rashid. She said because he's a narcissist, and she said a bunch of shit that had nothing to do with narcissism at all. Materialistic, sure. But narcissist, no. None of it was narcissist at all. None of it. But she said, she's dated guys like him before, and she doesn't like those guys, the tall, light-skinned frat dudes. And Tommy was like, hold up, he said, because, I'm a tall, light-skinned frat dude. And we ain't bad people. She's like, no, but this one's a bad person. But she couldn't really say what he did that was bad. I think some of the other ladies chimed in and was like, he was bragging about going to Nordstrom. He wasn't bragging, he was just talking. He was just saying it. They was like, he's kind of goofy, kind of corny, and he is goofy and corny, which are they negative traits? Because he's not violent, he's not aggressive, he's not dangerous, he's not lazy, he's just goofy. Maybe I'm being biased, but I don't think goofy is just like the worst thing in the goddamn world. Shit. But Adriana was in her feelings because she was like, okay, so the two guys that I am feeling, that I'm really like, Rashid and Raymond, y'all trying to get rid of. She's like, how the fuck, she was like, I don't, whatever y'all see in Rashid, but she got Raymond, she like, whatever y'all see in Rashid that you don't like, I don't see it. And they were saying, well, he's different around you than he is around us. And I don't think he is. I think they're just taking it they're taking like shit that's not that big a big deal. So, and Denise just don't like him for shit he didn't do. And I wish they would have pointed that out, that she has a problem with him for shit that had nothing to do with him. For some other dude that kind of was like him, breaking her fucking heart. That ain't got nothing to do with Rashid. But, the fuck do I know? So they have to talk to the guys and tell them who eliminated. Denise was talking to David. Adriana was talking to Raymond. And Winter was talking to Rashid. And they had to pick, out of those three guys, they had to pick two to leave and one to stay. Why was Denise talking to David? I have no idea. That had to be for dramatic effect. Because both of them are loud and aggressive. And it went just how you would think it would went. It was just an argument. It was just fussing, and Denise got an attitude, and David got an attitude back. She trying to tell him, well, you should have done this, boo, and all this. And he was like, well, that ain't what I did. He was trying to explain what happened. And she was like, she didn't give a fuck. She didn't care. She was like, you done. Might like, whatever. Denise wasn't the best choice, and Denise didn't do it right. That was some fucked up shit she did. And I like Denise. I want you to understand something. I like Denise. I really do. I think she's beautiful. I think she's smart. I like her up and down. But she's not aggressive. She's confrontational. There's a difference. She go out looking for shit. She is looking for it to be an argument. She is looking for it to be a confrontation. She's not just aggressive. She is like, this gon' be some shit. Not just shit. Like she was a bad choice because David has just as big a personality, and he's not. He's just strong. Like, he's not aggressive. He's not loud. He's not fussing and fighting. But he's not going to back down. So the more she went up, the more he didn't back down. He was just like, "This is where I'm at." Completely different from the others. Because Adriana was talking to Raymond, and she was kind. She understood it's difficult. She was sweet. She was nurturing. She was understanding, and she was just trying to explain, "Hey, this is the decision we came to." And Raymond got it. It was a completely different conversation than the one Denise had with David. And so Raymond knew he was eliminated, and he was just like, he was like coaching her along, but he could see it was hard for her to say this to him. But, like, Raymond, you gone. And Winter was talking to Rashid, and I don't think Rashid got what was going on at first, but Winter, again, was softer. She was more kind, she was more understanding, and she was more talkative. She was more of a listener. And Rashid was like, okay, come on, tell me I'm gone, Because he got it. You can get your point across without yelling at somebody, without fussing at somebody. You can just talk and explain stuff and listen, And that's what she did. And she told Rashid, like, hey, we decided you can stay. And Rashid was, like, you could see the side, because he thought he for sure was eliminated. Because he like, oh, that's just what you're doing, you eliminated me. And the thing was that with David and Denise, I don't think David even knew he was eliminated until she got to the end and was like, well, you gone. We eliminated, we decided you ain't ready for love. Before that, he probably had no fucking clue that this is what was happening. Because they were just fucking arguing. With Adriana and Winter, with Raymond and Rashid, those guys knew they were eliminated before it ever got to the end of the conversation. Like, towards the beginning, they knew what was happening because of the manner in which it was being delivered. They could see it like, oh, okay. With Denise and David, that wasn't the case at all. It was just a confrontation. But anyway, David is gone, and I don't really agree with that. But I can understand why, because he didn't explain himself, and he should have apologized to Joy, and he should have went into further detail or better explanation with Alicia. But he didn't do either one of those things, and I can see why he was eliminated. Raymond, yeah, he fucking, I don't even know why he was even there. Rashid, I don't think Rashid should be eliminated, because I'm like, Denise's problem has nothing to do with him. She needs therapy. Shit, that's all that is. And like, oh, he's so goofy. He's so corny. I'm like, and? That's the problem? He is goofy. He is corny. Shit, you can see it. But he's harmless. And he's there looking for love. The preview for the next episode looks like it's going to be some shit between Denise and Adriana. Like, she going to confront Denise. Denise was mobbing off on her. Because Denise can't figure out why she like Rashid. Because she fucking do. And it seemed like Jay and Winter is gonna be a problem for Joy, and it just looks like it's gonna be some stuff going on. And it looks like Shay, I don't know why Shay is even there. She's not involved in it. She said her job is to tell, which must be what it is, because she's not doing anything else. She's just there in the middle. Like, she's not at the top, she's just in the middle, floating along. She has no connection to anybody, and nobody's connected to her. She is just this nice lady that's there. And it seems like she's going to start stirring up shit, which might be what she's there for. So I can't wait for the next episode. I want to see Denise and Adriana confront each other. I want to see Adriana confront her, because Denise been talking shit about her. Denise don't like her because she like Rashid and because she likes Calfani. Because Calfani likes Adriana. If you ask him who is the top, it's fucking Adriana. Everybody likes Adriana. Because she's the youngest. She's sweet. She's athletic. She's everything. Because she's fucking taller than Denise. Denise was like, oh, I'm 5'10", you know, I got a big ego. And Adriana was like, I'm 5'11". So it's like, so Adriana is just like, yeah, I'm better at you than that too. I'm better at you at being tall. So I'm looking forward to that. I hope y'all is too, because that's going to be some more shit. So please like, comment, subscribe. Give me your thoughts and opinions. If I'm getting it wrong, just say, hey man, this is where you fucking up at. Because I could be fucking up at a high rate of speed. But I don't think David should have been eliminated. I don't think Rashid should be on the chopping block. I don't think Shay should be there. I don't think Alicia should be there. Alicia don't want love. She wants a sugar daddy. She wants somebody that can pay for her. She can quit her job and they're going to pay all her stuff and take care of her kids while she sits down out. That's what Alicia is looking for. And that's not why you're selling that you're going to be here for. So I don't think Alicia should be there. I think she should go. I think Shay is just there. I think Denise is looking for somebody to love. But man, she got stuff she need to work through. Tell me what you think, man. Hit that like button. I don't know if I said that already. Subscribe and comment. Tell me your thoughts. I'll see y'all later, man. Peace.